from Baloc Nursery and Bonsai Northwest member. This supported by El Presidente himself, David Nasser. Han was determined. Oh, round of applause. Go on. Carry on. Round of applause. Round of applause. Thank you. Han was determined to stand out from the crowd and be unique with his trees. So he began to teach himself how to bend and twist trees into different shapes and forms. And after many years, is a very experienced bonsai artist with quite a unique twist on what he presents. This has become part of his passion in the art of bonsai, and he's happily sharing his techniques and mentoring those who are interested. The common thread throughout the convention is about your own interpretation, about getting structures right and planning ahead for the future of your trees. So we're going to see something quite special from Han on some base fundamentals that in the years to come, how you can have something very, very interesting and some brilliant stock to work on. So pay attention to Han's message. On stage is obviously the president, David Nasser. So Dave's there really to help interpret Han's, what's going on in the mind of Han, and that could be a really interesting place to be for a creative person. Give them a warm round of applause for our final demonstration of the 2 days. Over to you.
All right, Han. So I'll give a bit of background. I met Han probably 10 years ago in the club, and I thought he was quite an eccentric kind of individual. And it wasn't until I visited him and saw his nursery and the type of trees he was growing that we thought he's very unique and would have something very special in the future. I find it, it's very difficult to find black pines or any trees with lots of twisty, gnarly, the way you find in mountains overseas and things like that. And Bjorn keeps talking about all those twists and turns. Well, I think Han's found a way to create those kind of twists and turns in his trees, especially with black pines. So I'll let Han share the story, and I'll do it's more of a Q&A kind of thing with Han that we'll go through, and I'll take him through. So Han, what would you do first? Let's start off. Where would you go first?
Okay. Good afternoon with everyone, the people from the bonsai people. So I try to do all the way the best. So when you grow the bonsai, you take the short time. I don't want the people take so long, 10 years, 20 years, something like that. That way I try to do all about, the first thing I do, I kill a lot of trees. But
welcome to the club, Han. Welcome to the club.
I don't worry about that. So sometimes we go or somewhere else, or we buy some tree, or sometimes we collect the tree from Yamadori. So on the time, if you collect the tree from Yamadori, so you get 10 trees. How many trees survive in 5 years later?
So you collect 10 trees from the ground. How many you reckon you will survive in 5 years later?
Yep. And then
one maybe.
Yep.
Maybe one.
Yep. And how long you have to rebuild to become a bonsai? Another 5 years.
Another 5 years to rebuild the tree. Yep.
So the thing I just think on that thing.
So you came up with an idea with what are you going to do with this long stick?
Yeah.
That's what I think of it as.
Everyone, when I just started business, I go in the wholesale nursery, I buy, I say, the people say, hey, are you not the bonsai, mate? I say, I don't know.
How do you create
because they say, no rent, no nothing. That, how can I build to make the bonsai shorter? But I collect a lot. I read a lot of books. I see a lot of pictures in Yamadori. From in Japan, beautiful for black pine and some like Shimpaku. And the shoot around and some in Europe. And like Mauro or Microtran or some another matter, they collect a lot of stump, but usually on the bottom is nothing. Then now I need to do something to start with that. You can get this one in the nursery about $10 or $20. So, but the tree must be over 5 years old.
All right, so $10, $20, trees over 5 years old.
Yep.
How many
Like
did you
this.
buy? How many did you buy?
Look,
It's a good story.
I can buy this one about 100 tree. Cost me $2,000. How much the auction yesterday one tree, David?
Yeah. The black pine was $14.50.
Only one. So I just work it out. When we do something that we spend 20, $200, and then we just get the result about 4. We just thinking about that. Don't think too much. Then we got 4. So we just sell 1. We get all the money back and the good result, everything.
So you spent. Everyone got that? That
Yep.
pretty much makes sense. Yep. Good. Excellent.
So that now today I start that tree. Before I start, I need to do something up here. Sometimes I don't clean, sometimes I clean, just like that. Very easy way.
So you just need to pluck all the needles. Is
Just
that
pluck
right?
the needle,
Just pluck all the
everything,
needles
something
off?
like that.
But not the candle.
Not the candle.
Okay.
That's the big problem. So I just do something like that, just clean it up like that. And then the second time, the top. The top is very important. Never cut on the top. Never. The top is very important. So you can do something like that.
What's that called, Han? What do you call that?
That they call the massage.
Massage. Massage the trunk. Massage the trunk. Why would you massage the trunk, Han?
So the reason is, all the conifer tree, they lie very high in the mountain. Who go into water for that? No one.
So no one
Who
waters.
supply all the food for that? No one. And sometimes, no raining. That's right, about 1 or 2 months, no raining. And sometimes, some, I don't know, but I travel a lot I'm in Melbourne, but I travel a lot. Sydney, Brisbane, see how much strong wind.
So you travel a lot to Sydney,
when
Melbourne.
the wind they
Hang on,
lie
Han.
like that,
That's right.
when the wind they lie the tree like that, what's wrong with that?
Massage.
That's the massage. That right? So now we just follow the technique from the nature. The nature give with about a lot of technique we need to learn. That way I just copy the nature how to do that. So I just bending like that, just massage like that, go. So how about that? And just shoot around like that, go all different way already. That easy way?
Looks easy. Looks easy, Han, but it isn't, I'm
Yep.
sure.
So that only the symbol. The thing we need to know how much the tree bigger when we need to roll.
So say that again, Han. What was that?
Yeah.
Say again what you just said.
And how much everyone want the trunk more bigger.
So how big do you want to grow the trunk?
Yep. That 1 year ago I wiring, I just unwire. Doesn't matter how much they scar like that, doesn't matter. Don't worry about that.
Doesn't matter about scarring,
Yep.
because it'll disappear.
That's the same size. And that one, it's 3 years later.
3
Yeah.
years. 3
3
years
years
later.
later. And then you can see the bend up here, a lot of the bend, a lot of juice like that. And that is 8 years later.
8 years. 8.
And now, so where you get this one, the tree like that in 8 years later. But if you get something like that, how much you want to spend?
Yeah. So from a young nursery stock, maybe that's what? How old's that? 5 years? you
1
reckon,
year.
Han? 5 years plus 8 years.
Yep.
13 years old, and you got a tree like that to start really styling. So Han's got a good point. Where would you buy a 13-year-old tree that looks like that? Not very many places.
So The first thing I use for the 6 mil wire, more thick gauge.
6 mil.
Yep,
Aluminium.
aluminum. But I don't use the new one. I use the second one, the used one. Already.
So you use used aluminium wire, correct, Han?
Yep,
One that's been out in the sun?
yep. But the new one, so it's very soft. And the aluminum, when they got the sun, they got the heat, they come near, they get more harder. Yep.
So the sun bakes the aluminium and makes
That's
it
why
harder.
I use the second one, because I'm the welder. That's why I know how much the aluminum heat, because when you want to heat the aluminum for they get burn about 2,000 degrees. And the copper, 2,500 degrees. And aluminum, that means when they got the weather, they come cool weather, they get more cooler. And the copper is a little bit more longer. That's the way I do. I don't know anyone, you know. But when we put it here, when we stick it there, don't stick straight like that. Don't stick straight like that. But must be 45-degree angle. And then you stuck it there, you need that one first. Another one must be that one.
So you use pliers first.
And then open it up. Just tie it up like that. So when we turn the wire on the bottom, you can see there, the wire on the bottom, they don't have to turn around, we got too much damage for the roots. That we need to do something like that.
So it holds the wire against the trunk.
And then, when you turn, the bending must be half inch, 45 degrees, but half inch close, not far away.
Why, Han? Why would you want to do close coils? Why?
So you can go this way, then like that, because you already hold this one, and you turn this one, go this way.
So why are they so close, Han? Why is it so close? Why? What's the reason?
The reason the joint in the bone of the tree, they got like I don't know how to explain, you know, because they got, if you put too far, they easy to snap when you very sharp bending.
Makes sense. Very easy to snap when you do sharp bends, so you need
See
really
that
tight
like this,
wire.
not very far. That way I don't worry about that. When you bend and then we unwire and 3 years later they heal it up, everything. That way you don't have to worry about that. So when I
this isn't the scary part. Wait for it.
because some people they try to do something on the young tree, because pine and conifer they're not too many roots on the bottom, and when you wiring the tree too young, the root system not strong enough, that they're not enough to support for the water they're going up. That way easy gone. I tried to bend before a tree, some 2 year or 3 year old, they not too many survive. But when you take the tree over 5 year old, they get look when you finish the job, when you're bending, they look more older. So that tree I've been work, I copy how to wiring, how to working like in Japan nursery. That tree from Don De Luca. Everyone know Don De Luca? He go in there 2000. He travel in Japan. He about year 2000, and he buy seed, and he roll that way. I buy from Don. But the problem is, I just bend on the bottom. I just mean I cut, I bend, look like copy in Japan, and I work on the bottom, and I cut on the top, and we rebuild again.
So you followed the normal process that you knew then of cutting back to the first bud, cutting the trunk off, and growing the next bud, what we normally would do. But then...
And then, I see too much problem. That's why I try to work on this one. I try to work 2008, and this one, over there, the last one I try to work 2010.
So how do you know how thick wire? How do you know the thickness of the wire for the trunk? Do you use the same? Do you use the same thickness?
Very easy. How you checking? You can feeling when you put only 2 finger, not much, only 2 finger. You feeling like that. You feeling how strong are they, and then you feeling the wire, how strong a wire. That way, when you feeling here, just only 2 fingers, you more easy feeling. You feel like this, easy. But then you try to feel a wire. And if the wire more harder, that you need to use.
So you do a comparison with your fingers of testing the branch and the wire. So out of 100 of those you did, Han, how many survived first time?
The first time I collect from around 500 trees from Don De Luca. 500 trees. And they just survive around 60 or 70.
60 or 70, because you were trying out different things, correct?
Yep. And then I say, try again. I don't care. I do again. And the next time I try to get around another 500 trees. I tried all different technique, all different soil, all different everything. And then 500 survive about 270.
Much better.
Much better.
But you're still trying different things, correct?
Yep. So that way, something like that, I sell a little bit cheaper, and more look like spaghetti, I sell more.
All makes sense.
All right. So the first thing, when we thinking about bending the tree must be go 4 different directions.
Must go 4 different directions.
That way must be like that. Not south, east, west. The wind they fly the tree around, and then they reverse, they turn around all different way.
Does that make sense, everyone? The wind directs
that
every
way.
Different way.
When the tree like this, symbol. When the tree like this, you bend that way, and then you bend that way. That means east and west. Where is the north and the south? Where is the north and the south wind? Yep. Not like that. In Japan, they just do one thing. We got four different directions, but some people they They didn't see in there. They just, the tree in Japan, they roll like this, and they just turn around like that. That's already 4 direction already. See that? One circle, that means 4 direction. And now they go back, after the cut here, rebuild another one. That's right? Now I do different way. So the first thing I go like this. So sometimes they got a little bit problem. That way first. So the first thing that
The
they
Han
got,
style.
right? Yeah.
Han style.
No. I just show last night I mix with Beyond. He get one photo, copy one tree from Yamadori.
So you showed Han. I mean, sorry, say that again. Bjorn showed you a photo. Of
No,
a Yamadori.
he got the photo.
Yeah, he's got a photo of a Yamadori.
Yep.
That looks a
And
lot like one of your
yeah.
trees. Okay.
And then I say, how thick a tree? He said like this. Oh, look like a snake.
Looks like a snake.
So something we need to bend down here first, and how to hold. And the people, you don't use anything. Just use this one. And put two in here, and turn around, they got the hole. Don't do anything else. So I put one here, just like this, and put it back.
No gasping, okay?
Can hold here, just a little bit. Cut there. And turn it up a little bit. So I just tell one thing, okay. When you work like this, just finish. Go to get a coffee and relax, or talk with your family, something like that. 15 minutes to half an hour. Come back to work. Don't rush.
Very good advice.
So-
Don't rush the bending.
I just leave it like that, okay? Now the second one, I try to do something like that. That one.
Why? Because it's a bit straight?
That too straight. Ah. So.
Hey, Han, one question. One question. So, what is the ideal time to do the heavy bending you're doing on the little one? I know it's July, it's winter. Is that the best time? Or what's the other best time to do it?
The best time to do the bending to good time, really good time, by the nature, right? Anyone to do something when the candle, they go more a little bit longer. Anyone for hold the candle, and you leave it about 1 week, no water, when the candle they roll.
So is
You
that
see-
like spring, late spring?
Yep,
Late spring?
Yep.
Let the candle grow and don't water
Yep.
for a week.
no water at all. And you see what happened, what's going on. You no water, and the candle go down like that. That right? And then you work it on, the candle at the night time, they start to bending, go up. That's the right time. You see the leaf, when the candle they roll, they start to roll the leaf about 20 mil or 1 inch. That like this. That's the best time to bend.
Candle? Did you say the candle or the needle?
The needle.
The needle
Yeah.
is okay.
That's the best time to bending. So I just look for because I got too many trees. I put that side. Sometimes I didn't water, and then the candle they go, and sometimes the wind they blow it down. Some couple of days, the David he come in my nursery say, "Oh, where
All the trees are on the ground. Every tree's over this
Anyway.
way, that way.
And sometimes I'm busy. I didn't look at, and the candle go like that, and they go like that. So I put it back because when I put it here, about 2 days, the candle they go like that. They follow the sun. They go back in the sun. And then I put back like straight that, they still go back to follow the sun. That I know how the series to bending and what on the time. When you bend on the right time, only 2 months, you unwire.
So 2 months of wiring and,
Yep.
and the bend will hold. Is that what you're
The
saying?
bed is whole.
Yep.
2 months. Now I try to do like this. Before you start to bend like this, so I don't know what to do with that. Look very messy. So that one leave it straight. So when you want to try something like that, so how to go in first?
Massage.
How to go in first? And when you bend like this, you see they stuck here. Sometimes people they say, oh, we can do something for the carving. Forget about that. And now we need to remove that one first. So I just anyone know about that? That's a wrapper. You can collect anywhere from a mechanic.
Mechanics.
The one they do use it, they just throw away.
The hoses that they throw away.
Yeah.
The mechanics that
And this
throw away
one
hoses.
very strong, and when you hold it up, they don't snap any skin of the tree. That way you can get something like that in the
I think
mechanic.
it's radiator hose, is it?
Yep,
Something
yep.
like that?
Or
Whatever it is, the exhaust hose. I have no idea either.
so you just put it there. And again, that one no hole. I just put it there. Just like this, just turn over, and they got a hole. So now I go like this. Before something like that, they give you about only one option. And sometimes you bend a little bit more. When something tree like that, you just say, oh, maybe what I'm doing, maybe literally or do something. But when you don't rush, when you bend the tree go like that, and you see what the difference. And then later on, bend again. So I think still leave it straight. Drill another hole there. Just put it there. Because when you put this one down and this one on that side, they're very legible. They will be
Very flexible.
Look, yeah, they will really look like the masa, very legible. And you think you never put this one down. Is that right?
Yeah, you can. Well, we think we can't.
Yeah. And now,
And no one's helping him either.
what they look, how much different?
Yeah, the straight bend's gone. The straight part's gone now.
Yeah,
It's got a
straight
twist.
back already gone.
Yep.
So when you get that one already done on that part, just relax, one cup of tea or coffee. All
Another
right?
cup of tea and go back to your other tree now.
No, not yet, not yet.
No.
When I did that one, and now everyone can see where is the new apex.
So where's the new apex now? Where do you think the new apex will be? Spin it around, Han, so people
Yep.
can see everywhere. Spin around. Spin.
You see? And then see that one? You want to bend more, just put it there, like that.
Similar to what Bjorn was saying today
More
about
bend.
putting the thing and twisting it and cranking
Okay,
it
and
down.
then another thing, just leave one here. What about if I go back like that? See, they got the top already. So when you do one tree, you never think about your option or your opinion. Not like that.
We don't think like that.
Yeah,
correct?
we
Is what
don't
you're
think
saying?
like that.
We don't normally think like
Yeah.
that.
So sometimes I do. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm bending, choosing, put it in, and I put the other side. I say, and then I go inside, and then I go out. I said, "Hey, another option."
Another option. Yeah.
Because sometimes we too much thinking, then we got stuck in there, and then we need to relax. Then we come back, we got new option. That way now, see, sometimes you can see when you turn this one up, maybe I turn this one on, go like this. Some the dead wood here, some don't need to cut a lot. Then I put it here again, tie it up.
So he's just using guy wires to
Yep.
twist and hold the
Just go
trunk.
like this. Again, tie it up again. Put the wire here. Sometimes in my house, I got a clamp, but
Sometimes
Look
in
at
your
this.
mind you have a plan. Sometimes a plan. Clamp. Clamp. I'm usually pretty good.
yep. And look, how much different the tree. Now you can join this one, the effect. You can join this one. You can turn this one, go this on that side, and low range, side range, and that top on the other side, like this, something like that. Another option on that one. You can turn this one, shoot around, this one the perfect one. You can turn this way, and then you shoot around, you turn again, Then again, they got perfect Yamadori.
Yeah, I like that option, Han. That looks
Yep.
good.
So now I get back this one. Just slip it. Now I go back to that one. So when you work it out about the trunk, about 2 inch, 3 inch, or 4 inch thicker trunk, right? And then when we work, we're thinking about 10 inch, that's the bigger one. That only when they get big, all they join together. That way, when the small one, we think about the small one.
And he's doing it all on his own. He's got no help. Has anyone tried this before? This technique? With bottle brushes? Natives? Okay. Yeah. I think Han does this with Shimpaku junipers as well, don't you, Han?
Hey?
You do this with Shimpaku junipers as well?
Yep.
How about fertilizer and aftercare?
Hey?
How about fertilizer, and how do you look after it afterwards, after you finish bending?
After finish bending, when I finish bending, I don't fertilize anything. I don't do anything. Just leave them alone. When I just start, they just start the new candle. That way I fertilize. I don't know. Some I just copy. Just because I go a lot the nursery wholesale like conifer, or Cool, or a lot the nursery wholesale in the mountain, you know. That way they tell me how to do something like that. They grow very fast. That way they say. Sometimes I just thinking. I just tell everyone can tell me what time of the year all the tree have to supply all the energy for the flower or the berry or the new bud. What time of the year?
So what time of year? Yeah.
You're right. So that means you have to fertilize before that right?
So fertilize before what? Spring, did you say?
Yep. So, because on that time, you fertilize all the energy in the tree, the supply for the flower, the new bud, for the food, everything. What about the summertime? Everyone fertilize in the summertime? Yeah. I just tell one thing for my one because I measurement all the time. How much they roll, what day, what time I roll. I got all the pot, my pot. If with someone, I think, how many people watching in my YouTube channel?
Sorry?
How many people watching in my YouTube channel?
Quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, quite a bit, yeah.
Yep. That way I mark in the pot what the day. That way
Yes,
I know how they roll.
So he marks down the date and time and the growth, how big the trunk is. He writes it down on each pot at certain times of the year, Han?
Yep.
And I think summer is the time you do it,
Yep.
mostly?
So the best time you have to fertilize in summer, but very light, not heavy. The winter you fertilize heavy. Because the tree, they roll, on the springtime, they just start all the energy, all the young bud, new shoot, flower, berry, fruit, everything. And then they don't supply the energy for the trunk. That when the trunk they get thicker, they don't grow higher. the tree never grow higher. When you measurement the trunk like this, you mark 10 years later the same spot. They don't grow higher, but they grow bigger on the bottom. How the tree they grow more higher? Every year, one candle they go like that. That means the new bark, everything they grow more higher. In my nursery, the candle like this, 1 year they grow over 1 meter. Over.
So one candle grows 1 meter in 1 year. Okay.
That's why the candle they still continue grow and they grow like this, but the trunk they grow never grow higher, but they grow more bigger on the summer.
So you feed in winter. The feeding in winter helps supply the buds and the flowering and the berries and the candles, etc.
Yep.
But the trunk won't thicken.
No.
The trunk thickens in summer.
Yep.
After you fertilise.
Yep.
Okay. Do you do anything else to the tree?
Yep.
Do you do anything else to the tree in summer? Just leave it?
And the other tree, I just leave it.
Just leave it,
Yep.
correct.
And this one, you fertilize in the summer, they heal it up only 2 months. All the scar, they heal it up only 2 months. That's why I'm doing it. So now, everyone can see the tree a little bit different. Compare with that one. And now, sometimes you don't rush. You can see that path on this one, a little bit straight. Just put it back and hold back again. And tie it up. See, already got it there. That one, similar with that one. So if something like that, look, see this one, that one, don't use it. The more you let that one grow, the more the trunk skinny. That is the waste energy in the tree. I don't do anything like that, just
So all the side branches you cut off because of waste energy.
like
you
that.
just want the top candle to go, correct, Han? You just
Yep.
want the top candle to grow.
Yep.
Because why?
just look one.
Why would you do that? Because it thickens the trunk?
Because sometimes, they want one spot. How many range? 4 ranges. If you don't cut it up, that one after they make a knot, look like a bow. Doesn't make sense in the tree. That part in here, they get more bigger. That's why we need to remove. And don't worry about that. They come back, all the small one, very fast.
So
Very
bud
easy.
back very fast.
Back very easy. Don't worry about that. And this one, when I just do something like that, so on the bottom one, go,
Yes. They are Japanese black pine, yes. All of them. Yep. You don't like pines. They back bud. Han, why does it back bud? Why do they back bud? I'll let Han answer. Easy answer. What's the easy answer?
The easy answer, you use for the wrong soil.
Using the wrong soil.
When on the way you roll, never use acadamide, diatomite, or a lot of rubber on the bottom of the tree. Why that? Why that?
So you don't use akadama or
No,
diatomite?
don't use anything. Look, my soil, I don't use anything.
Organic soil. You use
Yep,
organic.
I don't use anything. So the problem is, I try to use acadamide, diatomite, or rubber, or on the bottom pot, a lot of hole for riding. But when I go in the conifer garden, there are 1,000 trees. I just see something like that. I come back 2 years later, you know how thick? Like that. In the conifer garden and cool it.
Their
They are big
nurseries in
nursery.
Melbourne, by the way. Their
Yep.
nurseries in Melbourne.
They go big like that. And I check everything. Oh, they didn't use anything. Just only like this, the normal mix.
Normal mix. Normal organic mix. Potting mix.
So when you use for acadamide, diatomite, I don't know in Japan. I'm sorry, but I don't understand. I don't know. I don't arrive in Japan yet. But I read a lot of books. I can see a lot of books. That one I still don't grow anything. They got a fungus already. They got already there.
The mycorrhiza.
Yeah. So when you use that, you transfer that on the training pot. When they go the but everything, and you training everything. For my opinion, when you want to transfer in there, when you use for diatomite or acadamide, something like that, must be the tree about 70 or 75% already become bonsai.
So when you're growing the younger trees, organic soil is what you use.
Yep.
You get the back budding with the
Yep.
organic soil.
Yep.
But when it's 70% on the way to be a bonsai, that's when he puts it into the more normal mix that we use in bonsai.
You can use for acadamide or diatomite, something like that.
pumice.
We restill. We don't want to roll more bigger. And that's why I roll. When I cut here, they back there. When I cut there, they back on the bottom. They back anywhere they want.
Will that one there back bud down low? This one?
Yep.
Yeah. So down where there's no foliage there.
Yep.
Correct, yes.
The problem, people, in the nursery, when you buy the bonsai, when you buy the nursery stock, be careful. You need to check about the soil. How much they do the nursery stock. Look, when I do my tray, you must be hold like this. The pot not drop it down. That's perfect. But when you hold like this, the pot is dropped down. That means the root system too loose, not strong enough. And they are not strong enough. When sometimes you got an accident, you hurt your teeth or something like that, you must be work like that. That right?
So you hobble if you hurt yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the tree the same. If you lift it up, the root system not strong enough, don't touch, don't do anything. Just put away. That some people they buy the tree, they say cheap, and then they work it on. They say, why I work it on but I bending like you? I watching in your YouTube. Why my tree is gone? And I say, can you lift the tree up and send me the email for the photo? I say, that one sayonara, never back.
All right. So just one thing, Han. We've only got a few minutes left. What's the last few words you want to say about your trees We've got a couple of minutes left.
Yep. So,
Any questions, maybe?
any question?
Maybe that's an easy one. Any questions in the last few minutes for Han? I think Han might actually do a little bit more work while we finish off a few things with this tree.
Yep.
Because he's kindly donated that to the convention for auctioning. So we might finish off a little bit of work on that tree because you've seen it. But any last questions for Han before we move on? Yep. Oh, is there a mic? Hang on. Just one trunk. These are all just one trunk. And he followed the same, he fertilises in summer and that gets him that extra growth on the trunks. Yeah. Have a look at his YouTube channel. He does it, it's all there. It's pretty cool. All the twisty trunks and so on. Yep. No raffia. He doesn't use any raffia.
Sorry about that.
Just so one thing with Han, because I've seen these presentations many times, the actual tight coiling of the wire is like his raffia. It doesn't. It's like a spring and holds the trunk together and doesn't let it break. Won't break when he bends it. So that's probably one of the tricks. Any other questions? Who's that? Ray.
So now you can do like this. Look at this.
How long does Han leave the wire on? When it cuts in, it's not working.
There it is.
When it cuts in, it looks like one of them he's got up there, the wire has cut into it.
That's correct. So that as Han said, it doesn't matter if the wire cuts in. With his growth technique, the wire marks come out in 1 year, not even 2 months.
So I need the wire more marking like that.
It's
I
better.
like this. If the wire is not marking like that, you take another 10 years to roll the tree more thicker.
So it damages the trunk to make it thicker. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
About Shimpaku, would you cut it in as much with Shimpaku?
With
Yeah.
Shimpaku, do you let it cut in as well?
Yeah.
Yep. And what fertilizer do you use, Han? You tell them about your special little pellets.
I use usually Nutricoat.
Nutricoat?
Yep.
But your special one, Nutricoat, isn't
Yep.
it? Yeah.
From I get from the supply wholesale. I buy about I think 20 kilo one pack. That one I use for that one. I use for 1 year. They got one for 1 year. They got one for 6 months. They got one for, but I don't ask me about for 6 months. I'm lazy.
Every 6 months you're lazy. So he feeds like once a year. Any other quick questions before we move on for Han? Anything else? All right, I think that's it. So
See,
please
when
thank
you
Han
put
and have a
more
look at what he
wire,
does
you
now.
get more wire. Thanks.